What were the main reasons for the SBC Bank's closure? So, the bank went under because it was hemorrhaging money. They were paying out incredible high interest rates to depositors, but weren't making enough money on loans to cover. So, this was mostly because they weren't careful enough about who they lent money to. A lot of those loans went bad. It was like a house of cards. It looked good on the outside, but the foundation was weak. So, number two, do you think are hugely responsible for the bank's closure? So, una-una po, yung responsible dyan is yung bank's leadership, no? Una dyan yung manager and board of directors. Directors. Sila yung may pinakamalaking responsibility na sila yung gumagawa ng decision making, no? Decision making na to lead the high interest rates and the risky loans. So they should have seen the problems coming and taken action to prevent the bank's collapse. So sila yung pinakasentro kung bakit kailangan maging wise at magkaroon sila ng strategy kung paano nila ma-handle yung case na ito. So number three, what is the difference between solvency and liquidity? So imagine you have a business. So yung solvency, ibig sabihin nun, meron kang enough asset to cover all you debt if you sold everything. Yung liquidity naman is about having enough cash on hand to pay your bills ngayon, right now. The bank was solvent on paper, meaning they could pay off their debt eventually. But they didn't have the ready cash to meet their daily obligations. So that's the liquidity problem. Yan yung difference between solvency and liquidity. So number four, why do you think shareholders who are not bank employees were affected by the bank's closure as well? So yung shareholders are like part owners, no, of the bank. When the bank fails, yung value ng pera na shinare mo doon sa isang company ay mawawala yun. So, mawawala yung investment ng isang shareholders. So, katulad yan na, siyempre, pag na bankrupt yung isang bangko or yung isang company, so, mawawala yung lahat nun. Kaya, maapektuhan yung shareholders, hindi lang yung manager or yung board of director doon. So, pati yung maliliit na depositors. Number 5, who will pay for the 500,000 pesos deposit insurance? So, yung nagbabayad po in the government depositors insurance program. Sila yung nagka-cover up ng 500,000 per depositor. So, minimum niya lang po yun. So, para naman na maano ng isang depositor na safe yung kanilang dineposit doon sa isang company, no? So, yan po. Number 6. Why was it that depositors can only recover up to 500,000 pesos of their deposits? What will happen if their deposits exceed this amount? So, the deposit insurance is capped at 500,000 to protect most people's savings. If someone had more than in in the bank, they lose the money. Above 500,000 yung limit. It's the old situation, but the insurance is there to help those who don't have a lot of money in the bank. So, may minimum lang po yun yung kanilang bibigay ng insurance. Number 7. Do you think the bank's closure could have been avoided? Yes. If the bank had been more cautious with its lending and hadn't offered such high interest rates, they might have avoided the crisis. Better oversight by the board and regulators could have also helped. So, it's a case of poor management and risky decision. So, maiwasan po natin yun. Nakadepende sa strategy na ginagamit natin sa pagpapatupad ng. So, number 8, why do you think BSP or Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas step in? Did it have proper jurisdiction over SBC Bank? Even the case did not mention its involvement in its board of director. So the BSP is like the bank's watchdog. So they are responsible for making sure banks are run safely and fairly. So kailangan sila yung ano ng para maging maayos at patas, no? They have the power to step in and shut down a bank if it's in danger of collapsing. Even if they aren't directly involved in the bank's management, it's their job to protect the financial system. So, kahit na hindi sila involved doon, yung Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, siya yung naka, naka ano doon sa ah, sila yung nakaano doon sa pag-protect ng financial system. Number 9, do you think having a huge amount of money is bad for any bank? Why? So, having lots of money isn't bad, but it can be dangerous if the bank doesn't manage it properly. So, yung SBC's problem wasn't that they had too much money. Yung problema dito is ah, yung paggawa mo ng risky decisions, no? Yun yung masama sa case na ito. Hindi siya yung dahil sa maraming pera yung isang bangko, kundi sa kanilang pag-handle ng kanilang finances. Number Number 10, if you were the managers of the SBC Bank and were given the chance to resolve their problem to avoid closure, what initiatives would you propose and why? So, kung ako po yun, I'd put a stop to the crazy high interest rates. So, we need to be more responsible with our lending, and that means carefully checking if people can actually repay their loans before giving the money. So we also need to more transparent with our customers and regulators about our finances. So we need to find other ways to bring in money and make sure we have enough cash on hand to cover our expenses. So as a manager, ah, maghanap tayo ng strategic management na magagamit natin para mas mapalago at mapaayos yung pag-handle ng finances natin sa ating company. Thank you.